After returning the Penal Code amendments, President Mehta has now demanded a review on the draft on concessions with unsolicited offers, concerned that a deadline has been changed at the last minute. Kamsa municipality is no longer a bastion of the Democrats. Although located in a school and not the City Hall, the SP Mayor Rakib Suli has been sworn in, stating that he will lead for all citizens despite their political afflictions. Meteorologist Adyola Bani warns that the Saharan heatwave is expected this weekend is likely to linger until mid-August, while the second half of August is expected to be cooler and may even include rainfall. It's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, the 7th of August, 2019. Good evening and thank you for tuning in to rtvora's English edition. My name is Alexandra, bringing you the only daily update of the local Albanian news translated into English. President Ilir Meta has again overthrown the majority by returning the law on concessions for review. The changes to the PPP law were proposed by Arben Ahmetai, aimed at adding restrictions on the granting of concessions to various sectors of the economy. According to the head of state, this action clearly shows the majority's links to public property concessions. With the proposed changes to Articles 17 and 18 of the law, the concessionaire contracts will continue to be awarded without restriction for any field. This is because the deadline was scheduled to be July 1, 2019, but has since been extended to take effect on the 1st of October 2019. A cunning act by the MPs of the Assembly who advocate and promote concessions that give Albanian public property away without any restrictions, said President Meta. Meta points out that international finance institutions have explicitly requested that the Albanian government eliminate unsolicited bids, as they have a heavy cost to the country's economy. Delayed entry into force of the law increases the risk of driving up public debt, given that by October 1, 2019, new unsolicited bids may be accepted, added Meta. Regardless of the President's interpretation of the time when the law enters into force, the law cannot be reconsidered before September, when parliamentary sessions resume. The return of the PPP law doesn't seem to have bothered the Albanian government greatly, though Elisa Spirapali referred to the return of the amendments to the Penal Code as a presidential thrashing. In response to Spirapali's comments, the presidential spokesperson, Teddy Blushi, referred to her as being as insane as the Renaissance, suggesting the entire Socialist Party do not speak from sound minds. The possibility of holding elections on October 13th may already have become a case of mission impossible. Even though the clock is ticking on the deadline for the decision by the EU to determine the European fate of our country, Albanian politics remains extremely tense. Democratic Party leader Lulzim Basha, during a meeting with supporters in Divjaka, once again stressed that there can be no solution and no independent justice so long as Edi Rama remains Prime Minister. This crisis will not end through bargaining. The crisis can only be solved by principles. The first principle is to put handcuffs on those politicians who stole votes. This requires independent justice, but justice cannot be served while Rama is Prime Minister, retorted Basha. The Democratic Party leader went on to reiterate that the protests will not stop. There is no turning back. There is no sitting down at a table with Edi Rama, the man who steals elections. There are no free elections with this psycho thief. Our goal is to remove him and create a transitional government in order to create the conditions for free and fair elections. We will continue the political action, we will continue to protest, and we will never accept state violence or any other attempt to hijack positions of power. For Basha, the people and the socialists themselves have abandoned the Prime Minister. He concluded by adding that part of the opposition action will be the unfolding of the opposition's alternative platform. Kamsa is one of the last municipalities that the opposition must hand over to the socialists. The mayor in duty, Celal Mziu, has refused to step down from his post or vacate the premises of the municipality offices, as he does not recognise the June 30 elections. As such, the new members of the municipal council were forced to hold their swearing-in ceremony at the Ibrahim Rugova School, which will temporarily remain their offices. The ceremony was led by Prefect Susanna Yaholari, who was indicted by the Democratic Party. The newly elected mayor, Rakib Suli, has promised to be engaged in the development of the city and work for the citizens, no matter who they politically align with. Dozens of Mziu's supporters gathered in front of the Kamsa municipality, while the deputy mayor of the municipality underlined that the June 30th voting process was illegal. The Kamsa Municipal Council will have 40 Socialist Party coalition members and 1 member from the Democratic Conviction. Although he admits that voting occurred on June 30th, the current mayor of Malakastra, Agron Kaplanai, does not acknowledge it as an election date, but simply a vote. Despite this, he concedes to the knowledge that the Socialist Party candidate who was declared the winner following June 30th's vote will soon be the head of the municipality. During inspections for road investments in the region, Kaplanai said that the entire process is a farce. There is no doubt that I will not be at the ceremony when the Socialist Party candidate officially takes over the direction of the municipality. I cannot be. I cannot hand the tape to a man who was not voted by the citizens of Malakastra, moreover in an illegitimate process that was not decreed by the President of the Republic, said Kaplanai. According to Kaplanai, the elections in Albania will be held in the future. They will face competitors who will compete, and at the end of the elections, the one who wins will get the mandate, declared Kaplanai. Despite the last days of his mandate, Kaplanai said that work continues in the village of Chender, an area he referred to as forgiven. It is expected that in 4 days' time, Cherim Ismailai will be mandated to lead the Malakastra municipality, the last municipality expected to be constituted in the district of Fia. The Justice Appointments Council launched today the procedures for listing candidates for the Constitutional Court and the vacant seat for the High Justice Inspectorate, which will then be sent to the Assembly and the Presidency. After submitting the list, the Assembly and the Presidency have 1 month to appoint the 6 judges to the Constitutional Court. During today's meeting, the Justice Appointment Council set the interview calendar for all candidates who are allowed to participate and approved the foreign language experts for interviewing the High Justice Inspectorate and the Constitutional Court candidates. The first candidate for the Constitutional Court to undergo interview today was Besnik Muci. Sources within the Justice Appointments Council said that Muci was asked general questions about what he intends to do if he is elected as a member of the Constitutional Court. The next meeting will be held on August 9 at 10 a.m. After marking and evaluating these 6 members, the Justice Appointment Council has 10 days to refer them on to the Assembly and the President. Although the Justice Appointment Council leader, Ardian Devarani, had predicted the start of August as the deadline to hand over the candidates, most likely the list is expected to arrive at President Mehta's and Parliamentary Speaker Ruchi's offices by the end of summer. One of the candidates for the Constitutional Court also seeks a post within the High Justice Inspectorate, the body that the JAC is expected to decide upon on Friday whether to continue the interviews with the 4 selected members or to open up the race for the 5th member as required by law. Also, at its last meeting, the Justice Appointment Council approved foreign language experts for interviewing the High Inspectorate of Justice and Constitutional Court candidates. Small businesses with low numbers of transactions will be offered a free program for electronic billing. The Deputy Minister of Finance, Elton Haji, points out that a certain category of businesses do not need to install fiscal devices as they can prepare their bills directly on the platform. Among other things, the Deputy Minister did not exclude the use of fiscal cash registers. The project for digitalisation of fiscal registries is foreseen to be conducted across several phases, with retail transactions conducted on the new system from 2020, followed by business-to-business implementation in 2021. The intense heat is set to return this weekend. Meteorologist Adiola Bani explains that temperatures will reach as high as 38 degrees across the country as we experience the next wave of the Saharan heat for this summer. Meteorologists inform that high temperatures are expected to continue throughout the middle of August. Meanwhile, for all those citizens planning to take their vacations in the second half of August, the forecasts are not so positive. Although Europe suffered from intense heat with record-breaking temperatures, the mercury in Albania rose only to average levels this year. Local meteorologists predict lower temperatures for the final fortnight of summer and have not excluded even the possibility of rainfall. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join us again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of RTV Ora, thank you and good night.